At its height, it stretched from the Indus River to the shores of Greece, the largest empire the ancient world had ever seen. Ruled by kings who called themselves King of Kings, the Persian Empire redefined power, tolerance, and governance on a scale never before attempted. This is the story of the Persian Empire, explained.
A like helps the channel grow. Your subscription helps keep history from being forgotten.
The rise of Cyrus the Great. The Persian Empire began in the region of modern-day Iran, home to the Persian people. Before unification, Persians lived under the control of the neighboring Median Empire. Around 550 BC, a Persian leader named Cyrus rebelled against his Median overlords. Cyrus successfully overthrew the Medes, uniting Persians and Medes under his own rule. He quickly expanded his territory, conquering the wealthy kingdom of Lydia in modern-day Turkey. Cyrus then turned east, conquering vast territories across Central Asia. In 539 BC, Cyrus achieved his most famous conquest, capturing the powerful city of Babylon. Remarkably, ancient accounts suggest Babylon fell with minimal violence or destruction. Cyrus became known for unusually tolerant policies toward conquered peoples and their religions. By his death, Cyrus had built the largest empire the world had yet seen.
Governing a massive empire. Ruling such a vast, diverse empire required innovative and highly organized administration. The empire was divided into provinces called satrapies, each governed by an appointed satrap. Satraps managed local taxation, law enforcement, and regional administration on behalf of the king. This system allowed local customs and traditions to continue, reducing resistance to Persian rule. A sophisticated network of royal roads connected distant provinces to the empire's political centers. The famous Royal Road stretched over 2,400 kilometers, linking Sardis to Susa. Royal messengers used relay stations along these roads, achieving remarkably fast communication speeds. This messenger system later inspired the Greek historian Herodotus's famous description of postal efficiency. A standardized currency, the Daric, facilitated trade and taxation across the enormous empire. This administrative structure became a model later studied and adapted by future empires.
Darius the Great, an imperial expansion. After Cyrus's death and a period of instability, Darius I seized the Persian throne in 522 BC. Darius further expanded and stabilized the empire, pushing its borders into new territories. Under his rule, the empire stretched from the Indus Valley to parts of Eastern Europe. Darius reorganized the satrapy system, standardizing taxation and administrative efficiency across provinces. He commissioned the construction of Persepolis, a magnificent new ceremonial capital. Darius also promoted extensive infrastructure projects, including canals connecting the Nile to the Red Sea. His reign saw increased trade, prosperity, and cultural exchange across the empire's vast territories. Darius attempted to expand into Europe, launching campaigns against Greek city-states. His invasion of Greece ended in defeat at the famous Battle of Marathon in 490 BC. Despite this setback, Darius's reign remains remembered as a golden age of Persian organization and ambition.
The Persian Wars with Greece. Conflict between Persia and Greece intensified after Darius's failed invasion at Marathon. Darius's son, Xerxes I, launched an even larger invasion of Greece a decade later. In 480 BC, Xerxes' massive army faced fierce resistance at the narrow pass of Thermopylae. A small force of Spartans and allies, led by King Leonidas, famously held off Persian forces for days. Despite this heroic resistance, Persian forces eventually broke through and advanced toward Athens. The Athenian navy achieved a decisive victory against Persian forces at the Battle of Salamis.
This naval defeat severely weakened Persian momentum and forced a strategic retreat. The following year, Greek forces decisively defeated Persia at the Battle of Plataea. These defeats effectively ended Persian ambitions of conquering mainland Greece. The Persian Wars became legendary in Greek history, symbolizing resistance against overwhelming odds.
Religion and Zoroastrianism. Persian religious life was deeply shaped by Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest monotheistic faiths. Zoroastrianism centered on Ahura Mazda, the supreme god representing truth, light, and order. The religion taught a cosmic struggle between good and evil, truth and falsehood. Fire played a central symbolic role in Zoroastrian worship, representing purity and divine presence. Zoroastrian priests, called magi, held significant religious and sometimes political influence. Persian kings often portrayed their rule as divinely sanctioned by Ahura Mazda himself. Despite strong religious identity, Persian kings generally tolerated diverse religions across their empire. Cyrus the Great famously allowed exiled Jewish communities to return to Jerusalem and rebuild their temple. This tolerance extended to Babylonian, Egyptian, and other regional religious traditions as well. Zoroastrian concepts of heaven, hell, and moral judgment likely influenced later major world religions.
Persepolis, the jewel of the empire. Persepolis served as the ceremonial and cultural heart of the Persian Empire. Construction began under Darius I and continued for decades under his successors. The city featured massive stone staircases, towering columns, and intricately carved reliefs. These carvings depicted representatives from across the empire bringing tribute to the Persian king. Persepolis showcased artistic styles borrowed and blended from Egypt, Babylon, and Greece. The city primarily served ceremonial purposes, particularly hosting the annual Persian New Year celebration. Elaborate palaces within Persepolis displayed the empire's incredible wealth and architectural sophistication. Persepolis symbolized Persian unity, showcasing the diverse peoples united under a single imperial rule. Despite its grandeur, the city remained largely unknown to ordinary Persian citizens, reserved mainly for royal use. Persepolis stood as physical proof of Persian power, artistry, and imperial ambition.
Culture, trade, and daily life. The Persian Empire connected diverse cultures through extensive trade networks spanning 3 continents. Goods like silk, spices, textiles, and precious metals flowed along Persian-controlled trade routes. Persian art blended influences from Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Greece into a unique imperial style. Cuneiform script, along with Aramaic, served as important administrative languages across the empire. Persian society valued education, particularly among nobility and administrative officials. Horsemanship, archery, and truthfulness were highly regarded virtues within Persian culture. Persian gardens, called paradises, symbolized order, beauty, and royal power over nature. Marriage and family customs varied significantly across the empire's diverse ethnic populations. The empire's remarkable diversity fostered exchange of ideas, technology, and artistic techniques. This cultural blending helped create one of history's most cosmopolitan ancient civilizations.
Decline and Conquest by Alexander. After Xerxes, the Persian Empire experienced gradual internal instability and succession struggles. Court intrigues, assassinations, and regional revolts slowly weakened centralized Persian authority. Despite these challenges, Persia remained the dominant power in the Near East for generations. In 334 BC, a young Macedonian king named Alexander the Great launched an invasion of Persia. Alexander won a series of decisive battles,
including Issus and Gaugamela, against Persian king Darius III. Persian forces, despite their numbers, struggled against Alexander's disciplined and innovative military tactics. In 330 BC, Alexander captured and famously burned the ceremonial capital of Persepolis. Darius III fled, but was ultimately betrayed and killed by his own officials. With Darius's death, the Achaemenid Persian Empire officially came to an end. Although conquered, Persian administrative and cultural influence persisted for centuries under later empires.
From Cyrus's tolerant conquests to Persepolis's glittering halls, the Persian Empire redefined what it meant to rule a diverse, sprawling civilization. Though Alexander brought its political power to an end, Persian ideas of governance, tolerance, and culture echoed for centuries afterward. If you enjoyed this journey through the Persian Empire, subscribe for more ancient history, and let us know in the comments which empire we should explore next.